Welcome to my kitchen. I am making egg rolls today. My son is stopping by on Wednesday to pick up a few of his things that have only been here since he left home 11 years ago. So I asked him what he wanted for supper that night, and he said egg rolls. So I'll make him egg rolls. What I'm starting with is some hoisin sauce, and my wok has a flat bottom, and I just put in enough hoisin sauce to cover the bottom, because when you put in the rest of the ingredients, they are rather wet and you end squeak, get down. Nice as you are, people don't really care to see you. So I'd say about 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. You could use soy sauce, which is what I usually do, except I'm out. And I turn that on just to heat it a little bit. If it's too thick, I'll add a little touch of water. What I want to do, I've got 2 bunches of green onions that I chopped up, and they go in to soften a bit, and about 3/4 of a cup of finely chopped up celery. That's it for the vegetables. Now the ingredient that a lot of people find pretty strange, and I'm not really sure who told my mother to do it, but they said that everybody fried things in peanut oil, and peanut oil was way too expensive for them. So what they do is they add just a little. For the amount I'm doing, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of peanut butter. Other than that, my recipe is pretty standard. But the person that had taught my mother said that her recipe, you had to, instead of adding soy sauce to soften up the vegetables to cook in, she was told to use peanut oil. Well, living in a very small town in southwestern Ontario, peanut oil was expensive or non-existent. And when my mother and our family moved to northern Ontario, excuse me, it was almost impossible to find at the time. That was 16 years, well, I was 16, so that was a good number of years ago. But I just want to get these softened up a little bit. And turn it way down, almost to off. And then I add bean sprouts. I've got 340 gram packages of bean sprouts that I've rinsed. I don't bother chopping them. And then you just kind of mix it in. And you get all the peanut butter, the onions, and the celery mixed through. And then my stove stays hot for quite a while after. It's an electric one. So I have learned that instead of standing here and stirring it when I could be doing other things, I just put the lid on the wok, turn the stove off, and then come back in about 15 minutes, and the bean sprouts have wilted down and they're ready to put into the egg rolls. So I will go and do some other stuff, and get ready to do the rolling of the egg rolls in about 15 minutes. See you then. Hello, I'm back again, and now I have 3 cats watching me. Now, when I'm making a lot of egg rolls, which hopefully I will be today, I like to make different kinds. So, Don and Raymond, that's my son's name, they both like beef ones. So, I took out half of the mixture, and I will now add the beef to it. I just cut it up into little pieces and fry it up. Not so it's cooked tough, just enough to say it's cooked. And the deep frying will finish it off and make very nice egg rolls. I like to cut it up really small, though I have seen people use bigger pieces, because that way you get a piece in almost every bite. And the other bowl will be shrimp, because Raymond and I both like the shrimp ones. I talked to my other son Dan in China today, and I told him I was making egg rolls, and he said, what kind? So I said shrimp, and he said, ew, yucky shrimp. He says he only likes the really big ones, but really big ones are a little too expensive for egg rolls when they don't need to be, because you chop them up small anyway. My mother used to buy a can of the canned shrimps, the broken up ones, and she used those. But I prefer the fresh ones, because or not the fresh, the frozen ones, because if they're in your freezer, you can have them for snacks, add them to salads, or make egg rolls with them. Now, I have never folded or rolled the egg roll skins the way I've seen on TV, on the other videos. So I will give it a try today. Mine aren't square though. Mine are 4 by about 3.5, I think. Very small. But I will try it. So I'm going to use my fingers because it's easier. I get the shakes very badly and end up spilling more than I do. So you take the corner and you cover the filling, then you fold in a side and glue that down with the egg mixture that I forgot to say I was using, and then you roll it. Wow, that's a heck of a lot easier than the way I've been doing it. So there's my first one. This is going to take a while, but I'll show another one just so that I keep getting the practice. I just beat up an egg with a bit of water, and that acts as the glue. If my cat knew that I was making, well, he's already gotten a piece of the shrimp, he'd be a little more actively trying to get here, but being 19 years old, he can't quite jump this high, and I won't let him get on the chair. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I will finish these up. I think, I can't remember, and it doesn't really say how many are on here, but I think there's about between 25 and 50. So when I get this bowl and this bowl done, I will bring you back to show you how I fry them up. Okay, I fried up 2 batches. I'm using a deep fryer, and it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for them to come out crispy. I have the temperature set at 350. And a word of advice, do not, if you're making a lot, stack them on wax paper. It sticks, and they have holes in them. So you end up remaking by trying to fill in the little holes. I'm doing up the shrimp ones first. I just picked them up and dropped them in. And if they all float and won't flip, then I take one of my flippers and hold them down. I can do 5 or 6 at a time, which is nice. Because I've got 35 shrimp ones to do and 35 of the beef ones. It's amazing the things you do for your children. I haven't made egg rolls in a couple of years, and I used to do them every Christmas. Stand there for 2 days and make 200 egg rolls, and haven't done that for a long time. But I didn't bake cakes or cookies or Christmas treats because we're not really into the sweets, but egg rolls went quickly. Here's the one, nice and crispy. That's what it looks like inside. And yesterday I did up 10 half pints and 6 full pints. I just stewed down a bunch of plums that I got. So this will be the plum sauce for these ones. Gonna have to get a bottle with a bigger hole. I'll take a bite and try not to scream if it's too hot. Those are really good, even though I use hoisin sauce when I'm used to using the soy sauce. I think you could use just about any of the Chinese or Thai sauces, like oyster sauce. And it's basically just a chop suey recipe wrapped in skins or batter. I hope you like it. If you do, give me a thumbs up, please. And I'll write down the ingredients. And I hope to see you back here soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. I forgot to say that these are not high carbs. They're not really low, but I looked and 3 of the skins has 48 grams of carbs. So that's 3 egg rolls. And if you make your own, you can figure out what goes in it that has the lowest carbs. So even people with diabetes or just want to cut out the carbs for weight loss, this is a pretty good way to do it. I think 3 egg rolls is sufficient for anybody. And if you do it all Chinese cooking, you're using very low carbs in the entire meal. So my husband will be happy, and I guess I'll be back to making a lot of egg rolls. I might have him, when he gets home from work, taste one and let you know how he likes them. But this sauce is really good. All I did, well, I found red and black plums. They were 45 cents a pound, so I bought 2 of their fruit bags, spent about $6, and I now have about 8 pints of plum sauce. It can be used on pancakes, egg rolls, even on toast with peanut butter and jam. So I thought it was a pretty good way to spend my day. But anyway, I hope you like this and think of it as a low carb meal.
Okay, so they look fine.
No, you were supposed to take the one that didn't look fine. This one.
Needs plum sauce. That works nice too.
But you're not having these for supper. You're having liver and onions.
I like liver and onions.
And I was telling people that there's 48 grams of carbs in 3 sheets. So 1 or 2 isn't going to be all that bad.
I like them.
I'm glad.
Okay, dear. Thank you for making egg rolls for me.
Well, no, I told them I was making them for Raymond because they're a pain in the butt. I've worked on them for 4 hours.
Okay, they're fiddly.
Are they ever? I think I'll give you the job next time.
Say goodbye.
Bye.